Welcome to the People's Impact News with your host Marjorie Kelly, brought to you by the Baton Rouge Weekly Press, a people's publication serving Baton Rouge and surrounding areas.
Good morning and welcome to People's Impact News, brought to you by the Baton Rouge Weekly Press, the People's publication. I'm Marjorie Kelly and I will be reporting your news for this week. We're in the midst of wonderful fall weather. We've been having cooler days with less humidity and lower temperatures at night. So don't go out without your sweater. Even though it's still yo-yoing a bit, it's better to be safe than sorry. Today's a beautiful day and the weather is looking like it will be nice throughout the weekend and going into the coming week. So there's no forecast of rain like last week, just dry, lovely fall weather. Okay. It's time for our news. This week on the front page is more on the Obamacare issue. President Barack Obama said on Monday that there was no excuse for the surge of computer problems that have stained the rollout of a key element in his health care law. But Mr. Obama declared that he was confident that the administration would be able to fix all of the problems. So there's no sugarcoating it, the president said. Nobody is more frustrated than he is. So if you would like to read more about what's going on with the problems in enrollment for Obamacare, just pick up your copy of this week's Baton Rouge Weekly Press and read the story in its entirety. Then you can get all of the information that you need. So if you don't know where to pick up your copy of the paper, or if you're interested in having your business or church as a distribution site, please call us and let us know. You can contact the Weekly Press at 225-775-2002 or email us at theweeklypress@yahoo.com and we'll be happy to set you up. Okay, also on our front page is an interesting story about Angola 3 member Herman Wallace. Now, Wallace is a New Orleans native, former Black Panther, and a member of the Angola 3. He died on Thursday night because of complications from liver cancer. Now, this was confirmed by friends and counsel on Friday morning. Ashley Winterstrom, a longtime friend and program director at Tulane School of Medicine, reports that he passed away in her home, and she said that he was surrounded by friends, family, and love in his last few days. Wallace's counsel added that some of his last words were, "I'm free." He also said that Mr. Wallace had no hate in his heart, despite the cruelty that he himself was shown. And it is reported that Mr. Wallace died quietly in his sleep. So this is a great story, and you can read all about it in this week's edition of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. So pick up your copy today. All right. The government has reopened. However, now there are questions about government pay rates here in Louisiana. State government employees are getting pay raises again, and at least $33 million in salary increases have been awarded so far in 2013, after years of stagnant wages for many workers because of Louisiana's budget problems. But it seems like the policies are not uniform across agencies, and this is creating a system of have and have-nots, where pay raises aren't dictated anymore by performance standards, but now by where a person works. It is reported that because Governor Bobby Jindal and legislatures didn't provide new dollars to the governmental departments to cover pay raises, agencies can dish them out only if they figure out a way to pay for them on their own. Now, this may cause unevenness across the board. All right, this is a good place to take a commercial break, and I'll be right back with more of the People's Impact News. Welcome back to the next segment of People's Impact News. Now, as we take a look at our state and local news, we have a great story about a rising young paleontologist. 7-year-old Danny Ray Woods II, a student at Sacred Heart of Jesus School here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has always known that he wanted to be a paleontologist. Now, some of us may not even know what a paleontologist is, but Danny does, and from what I understand, he does not mind telling you all about it. Our writer reports that after watching a DVD about veterinarians and paleontologists, Danny has known since the ripe old age of 2 that this is what he wanted to be. Now, Danny's parents nurtured this dream by buying bags of dirt to create a dig site for where he can bury his toy dinosaurs and his fossils in the backyard. And it's reported that Danny and his family were invited to a museum to have breakfast with the renowned paleontologist Dr. Robert Baker. Danny attended the breakfast, and during the lecture, Danny was able to answer one of Dr. Baker's questions correctly, and he was presented with Dr. Baker's drawing of the Lambeosaurus. So Danny's interest in paleontology is still strong, and since then, he and his family have traveled to Utah. Danny and his family traveled 20 miles outside of Delta, Utah, to the Trilobite Quarry to dig for fossils. Danny said that he unearthed several hidden treasures by millions of years of rocks and sands on this dig, and the Woods family found a number of trilobites. So this is a great story about a young kid that is living out his dreams. So pick up a copy of the Weekly Press to see a picture of our little paleontologist and read more about his adventures with the dinosaurs. Okay, as I tell you all the time, we here at the Weekly Press want to see no one left behind. And it is a wonderful program like the one I'm about to mention that helps make sure that this doesn't happen. The St. Michael's Episcopal Church, located at 1620 77th Avenue, will be the site for the free produce giveaway on October the 26th. Starting at 9 a.m. or until the supplies run out. Now, this event is sponsored by the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank along with Together Baton Rouge, and they will be providing free fresh produce to the community. And this is all depending on the weather, and they're asking people to please bring a chair and a food carrier to transport your free produce back to your transportation. So get out there and take advantage of this produce giveaway if you can. And keep in mind that this will also be along the route of Southern University's homecoming parade, so you might want to think about that when you're going out on Saturday. Now, these stories and others like them can be found in the state and local section of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. You can read them in their entirety, as well as other stories, by picking up your Weekly Press today. Also in the Weekly Press, we have several very interesting commentaries for your reading and discussion. And one of these commentaries is entitled Republicans and the New White Flight by Lee A. Daniels, NNPA columnist. So check this one out, as well as the others in this week's edition of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press, and see how you feel about that. These commentaries are opinions by writers, and they're good for topics of discussion and just keeping us in the know of how people are thinking. Okay, it's break time again, and we'll be right back with our final segment of this week's People's Impact News. Stay tuned. There you are, and moving right along, the Baton Rouge Weekly Press cares about all of our readers holistically. Your mind, your money, your body, and your spirit. So we try to make sure that there is something in the paper to fit each one of those parts. Oh, and I almost forgot your sports. Can't forget about that. Anything I forget, however, Marge has got it covered in Marge's Chit Chat. That's right. Read Marge's column and keep up with what's been going on around town. She keeps us in the know and gives us all of the information. Ladies, don't forget that it's still National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it's not too late for you to take advantage of all of the activities that we've been telling you about to help you stay healthy. So please get your mammogram and stay healthy. Don't forget food for your soul as you check out the religious section of the weekly press. Get inspired, encouraged, and uplifted, as well as have a few laughs with our comical church lady who's always ready to dish on all of your church news. So pick up the paper and read all about it. Finally, we are ready for our sports news, and we have some interesting news to report this week. The Fighting LSU Tigers took a hit last week as they lost, unfortunately, to their rivals, the Ole Miss Rebels. Now, this moves LSU from number 6 in their ranking to number 13, putting a question mark on their national championship eligibility. So hang in there, Tigers. It's not over yet. There's still a chance for that title. Southern University is gearing up for their homecoming game this Saturday, October 26th at Mumford Stadium. They will be taking on the Alcorn Braves. So best wishes to the Jags for a successful homecoming game. We hope that you enjoy the parade and all of the great festivities that the Jaguars are going to be having this Saturday. And we hope that you win that homecoming game. While we're on the topic of homecoming, however, it was not the best for the Jackson State Tigers this past weekend. But Naquan Smith and his Grambling football teammates have no regrets about a nearly week-long boycott that forced the university to forfeit its game against Jackson State on Saturday. Grambling players stood behind Smith Monday during a press conference outside of the Eddie Robinson Museum on Grambling's campus. Now, Smith said the entire team was present and that the vote to return to the field was 100%. Grambling's players staged the boycott because of many issues, some of which included the school's rundown facilities, long bus trips to road games, and personnel decisions. So they may be justified in their actions for this boycott, but they may also be facing a lawsuit filed by Jackson State for forfeiting this game and ruining their homecoming festivities. So let's hope that this all works out all right for everyone involved. Well, that's going to just about do it for this week's edition of the People's Impact News. However, quickly I'd like to let you know that if you celebrate Halloween and you're looking for something safe for your children to do on October the 31st, we have an alternative for you. And this is a good idea to keep your kids off the street and still have them, give them the opportunity to trick or treat. Trucks for Treats will be at the Anna T. Jordan Breck Center, and it's for all of the children of the community. And this is a safe environment for children to trick or treat. And Breck is the sponsor of this event. So we want all tricks and no treats. Remember, you have the ability to make an impact on your life, your community, and your world. Have a great weekend and a wonderful week. I'll see you next time.